Okay, so just a quick recap of today. I played the Colossus today. I was planning to kind of start a little bit late, but I ended up going a bit early. I had a message from Andy Black, who had made the final table of the 1K bounty, $300 bounties. There was like 2,800 something players, so he did very well to make the final table. Gave me a bit of an inspiration, to be honest. So chatting to him and texting with him was fun this morning. I had it in pretty early. Got there just at the end of the level one. Took my seat. It's not very memorable sort of first hour or so. Didn't really get a handle on much at all. I did bust my first bullet in that with ace queen of hearts in the big blind. There was a min raise under the gun, two other limpers with ace queen in the big blind. It's too good of a hand. I think I had like half my starting stack, like 20K. So I decided to jam. I got snapped off by ace king under the gun. He had ace king of clubs. The flop was good for us. We flopped a queen, but there was a club draw. He had ace king of clubs. I had ace queen of hearts. So anyway, turn card came a king, which gave him the top pair, but also gave me a hearts draw. But it fizzled out on the river. He got another king, so that was my first bullet busted. Went rebought very quickly and jumped in the line. The line was almost an hour and a half before I got my seat again, which was fine because, anyway, Colossus. There was a ridiculous number of people wanting to play this tournament. So 7,500 when I got busted today. So played the second bullet, had a pretty decent table, managed to chip up a fair bit at one of the big breaks where we had to get rid of all the hundreds. I had 128,000 at that point. So back from that break at 120, played some pretty decent hands to run it all the way up to about 200K without ever showing my hand. So I was quite happy with that. There was one hand where I picked up aces under the gun. I made them in raise to 4K. This was the weirdest, basically, I think about 15-minute run. So I picked up aces. I had about 200K at this point. Picked up aces under the gun, I raised, and the big blind, which was this older Italian guy, he was very slow, like proper grandpa, probably great grandfather. Anyway, he raised it up to 10,000. He made it, so I made it 4. He made it 10, and I think I made a mistake here where obviously I have aces, I have the top hand, but I thought this guy is not raising that much if he's not going to go with the hand he's got. He was playing pretty tight at the time. Whenever he raised, he usually had something really good. So I just wanted to make him, commit his chips, and he had about 100K. However, after thinking for a long time, he just folded his hand. So I think I missed an opportunity there to make some chips, but who knows? Anyway, it's definitely a mistake raising all in. I should have really, maybe even obviously 4-bet and gone and seen the streets. But anyway, a few hands later, I pick up ace queen, make another min raise. Then this young guy was 3-betting a lot. But he usually had something. So he 3-bet, and then somebody in the big blind over the top of him shoves, but he shoves for enough that I can't call with ace queen in case the original opener will re-raise. So I just folded quickly. Then he was like, oh, okay, I'll call. He calls, and he had eight, nine of diamonds, where I folded ace queen of diamonds. As it turned out, he actually ends up making the straight and beats ace. The guy who shoved over the top had ace 10. Anyway, that was one hand that was like, okay, well, I'm going to watch out for this kid because he's really opening, he's three betting pretty light. A few hands later, I played probably the worst hand that I played all day. After really telling myself I need to be, if somebody three bets me, I need to look at, four betting a lot. But before this hand happens, I pick up pocket queens on the button. I'm facing an open in late position. I three bet to 12.5K, and the guy has about 60 left in his stack. After he opens, he shoves. I mean, it's an instant call. I got pocket queens, two red queens. He shows me the bad news. He got aces. His aces hold, so I double them up. Now I'm back down to about 150, so it's pretty still in good shape. But very quickly again, I pick up, the next round I pick up ace jack of diamonds. And on my left, there's an Asian fellow who was always defending his big blind and defending it pretty aggressively. But again, he usually had something whenever he defended. He was playing pretty snug. He never stepped out of line. So that was like, okay, well, I'll play this guy from position. I'll be okay. I've got ace queen of diamonds. I open. He three bets quite large, actually. He makes it 13.5K. Now, with ace queen of diamonds, sorry, I had ace jack of diamonds. It's a standard call, I think, but I got to put it in the calculator and see what it says. So I'm out of position at this point though, but I decided to just flat and see a flop. The flop comes jack 9 of clubs and deuce of spades. Top pair, top kicker. I'm not going anywhere, right? So I check call a C bet, a pretty small C bet. Then a club comes on the turn. So again, check. He slows down now and checks. On the river is a blank. It's not really a blank, it's a queen. So a lot of straights come in. So the board is 9 jack, deuce. Can't remember what the club hand was on the turn, but it was a club. Flush, and then a queen on the river, queen of hearts. I've got ace jack. I got second pair and good kicker. So at this point, I do a standard block bet. I just don't want a big to be calling off a big bet on the river. So I bet 9.5K. This guy is really clever, so he decides to bump it up to 51,000. And now 99% of the time, I'm folding my one pair hand here. I am not good. It was a big spot where I really should be folding. There's nothing there for me to fight over, and it's usually never a bluff, The queen comes and it's like, oh man, everything gets there. The king 10 gets there. I mean, I can't beat the flush. I can't beat the queen. I can't beat two pair. But for some reason, I don't know, literally at the last second, I toss in a call, and I get the bad news. He opens jack 9 offsuit. So this dude three bet me jack 9 offsuit. So the takeaway from this is that obviously I've got to implement a bit more of a range as far as a full betting range. Like I can open, I'm going to get three bet a lot, but I need to, especially out of position, I got to be able to think of ways to find out really where I am pre-flop. And in that hand, when I replay it back, I just compounded my mistakes so badly, particularly with the river call. I mean, it's a fold like blindfold fold. Anyway, I didn't fold. I got the bad news. But in a funny way, it teaches me something here because I will be implementing a lot more 4-bets in my range simply because I recognize that people are going to attack me. I was playing pretty snug. I wasn't stepping out. Every hand I showed up was pretty good, but this guy was clearly attacking me, and he'd done it, successfully in this case. The very next hand, literally, I pick up pocket aces, 2 black aces, and I'm kind of happy waiting for my turn. There's an open in front of me. I've got this point a very short stack. I've got I think just below starting stack. So I just shove it in, and the opener calls me. And it's the same dude that had the aces versus me when I had the queens. And this time he's got the queens, and he's got 2 black queens. He's got 2 black queens. I got 2 black aces. So super covered as far as the colors. Unfortunately, the board runs out. 9, 10, Jack, 7, 8 on the river. So I'm out of the tournament. And all it took was literally a 15 to 20 minute sort of swing around from 200K, right, down to I'm walking and hoping that tomorrow I get another chance at playing this tournament. Now, in between the breaks, the good news was that I went and railed Andy a little bit when he was on the final table. He did really, really well. He was super short on the final table. He came out third. Super, super unlucky. He had a hand where he had ace-king on the button, 3-handed. He attacked the other big stack. At this point, Andy had the chip lead, and the other big stack defended all in with Jack-king. And it's a snap call, obviously, from Andy. Unfortunately, the dude hits a Jack, and then he gets crippled in that hand, and the very next hand he's out in third place. Really, really, really disappointed for him. I wish he wins that hand and he's got a bracelet. I can't imagine being in that spot and losing. And by the way, a good chunk of money. He won 109. It would have been at least 220,000 for first. So big, I'd be having nightmares and smashing my phone in that spot. Like, he had, I think, 30 million and the other guy had 27 million. So it's that close. Anyway, happy that at least he made some good money today, but I'm sure he'll be smarting after that loss. That's pretty much it. Tomorrow is another day. I'm going to try again with the Colossus. I'm not too sure. There's a couple of other tournaments that I'm really keen on playing, but the main event is coming up very soon, so I'm going to rest up and play that. Not going to really play too much from now on. I'm just going to really just focus on the main event. So there is a mini main as well. So anyway, that's it. Wish I'd done better today. I definitely learned a few other little things to put in my arsenal. Okay.